Hey everyone, this is Sean back with From Noob to Nerd. This is part 6 of my video series documenting my journey through a web development bootcamp. And I'm really excited for this video. The reason why is I'm going to show off a few of the most recent things I've been working on. I'm right in the middle of my 3rd week, and up to this point, most things have been scaffolded pretty much for us, and it's just been up to us to kind of fill in the blanks to make things work. But for the first time, really, we've been able to take an idea from our heads and make it completely on our own and fully implement the ideas we have in our head and make our web pages responsive and active and totally our own unique thing. So that's been really cool. And so I'm excited to show off some of the things I've done. So with that said, let's take a look at the projects I've been working on. This was a game of memory we had to create. So again, a lot of the code was laid out for us, and we had to build functions to make it work. So you can see when we click Start Game, you'll have these 10 cards appear. And the goal is to pick a match. So if we don't pick a match, they fade back, and we have to remember that this is B and this is D. We can actually see here, for the purpose of the game, I have the correct cards laid out. So let's just quickly do it. Here's A and A, D and D, B. I believe this is B. Oh, B, B. And you can see there's a little bit of a glitch. The interval should have been set a bit differently. But yeah, that's the game. The message here changes to U1. And what's kind of cool is this U1 is not anywhere in the original HTML file. This was grabbed from an element was grabbed from the DOM and updated to have this text in there. That was just pretty cool, something we hadn't done much before. And so it was really interesting to get practice using that and having event listeners and things react when you click and making it more interactive. So this was a really fun homework assignment. And it was a good time, good experience. This was a homework assignment where we were introduced to the use of an API, which is essentially just using another program to help make our program work. So we would borrow other people's code and information and implement it in ours. In this case, what we did was use a speech recognition tool. And so this is like one of those choose your own adventure games where you have a bunch of options that pop up and you pick one, but in this case, you do it with your voice. As you can see here, it's tracking what I say and says the last word was. So I'm not going to read the text, but basically the gist of it is you pick an option by choosing it. So say open. Open. Okay, there we go. Shrug. Shrug. You can see it's a little finicky. But yeah, this was really cool. A lot of the code was laid out for us, and we had to make the functions that made it work. But other than that, yeah, it was a really cool assignment, and it got us used to using APIs, and it was a lot of fun to just put this all together. So this is another little thing we had to do where we had to get this cat GIF to walk across the screen back and forth, change directions when it hits either edge of the screen, and then in addition to all that, make it do a little bit of a jump. So you can see there's our jump. And it was actually pretty hard to get that. It was a bunch of if-then statements or if-else statements, and just trying to figure out certain conditions to make them turn around at the right time. So yeah, it definitely took some work, but it's cool. And look how cute this cat is, and it's a nice smooth jump. He kind of airwalks in the air a little bit, but that's okay. We'll ignore that. So we did one other thing with the cat in terms of getting it to move. So let me just comment this out. This is the part that makes him jump. So I'm just going to make that not active, and I'm going to highlight or get this ready, and then reload this, and we'll see this is kind of like I mean, it's nuts and not really the most appealing thing, but you got a cat bouncing back and forth off each wall and changing directions when he hits the side walls. Again, took a good bit of work, but it was good experience, good practice, something totally new, and now I have a crazy cat jumping back and forth. So that's it. The last thing I want to show is this casino that we had to make. It's the world's crappiest casino, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty proud of this. It's the first thing I made in class totally from scratch. There was no pre-existing code. This just, I had an idea in my head and made it happen. So you can see it's a casino with 3 games, heads or tails, roll the die, and rock, paper, scissors. The only thing that wasn't created from scratch was I copied these pictures from somewhere offline and pasted them in. But everything else is all me. You can see these buttons. They change when you highlight them. These buttons, you can't actually click heads or tails right now or anything like that until you make a bet. So let's say we bet 20 credits, place our bet. So we bet 20. We only have 80 right now because 20 is locked up in a bet. Click heads. Oh no, we lost. Let's try again. Let's bet 23. Click heads. Oh no, we lost again. So it is a pretty Accurate, real life casino. You never seem to win. Lost again. Let's try one more time. Let's try one, and we actually didn't win at all. I promise it's not rigged. You can win. Let's reload it one more time and see what we get. There we go. We won. Now we have 123 credits. But yeah, so pretty proud of this. Took some time. We actually spent most of a full day working on this. Being sort of colorblind, I stuck with a nice basic black and white theme, but I think it looks pretty neat. I think it looks cool, and it's essentially a functioning casino. So let's see what happens if we win big. We didn't. We lost. Back to bankrupt. But yeah, that's my casino. That's what I've been up to the last few weeks. I hope you enjoyed watching and seeing what I've been able to make after 3 weeks of the class. Just as a sneak peek, the next thing I'm working on is a project we had to do. We were given the assignment of making a game, so making a 2-player interactive game. I chose bingo. I'm not 100% sure why. I don't even really like bingo that much, but that's what I went with, and that's what I'm sticking with. So next video, I should have my completed bingo game up and running, and I look forward to showing that off and seeing what you guys think. Thanks for watching.